question is why I cannot ride this Velocicoaster when I could do roller coasters in Disney. Do you agree that the safety process should be as it is over here? But the other question is how much bigger can a theme park go? Do you have any specific trick?
So trick-wise, if you're still having issues.
What's going on, guys, and welcome once again to our channel, Cool Case Adventures. Your Central Florida family happens to be here at Universal Studios Islands of Adventures. And in this video, we're going to show you the ultimate guide for plus-size guests. That's right, guys. We're going to take you around the park. We're going to show you the difference between the thrilling rides, such as the Hulk, the Velocicoaster, and the family ride. So we're going to show you every single test seating that is available in this park. We're going to show you also the rides that have multiple test seating, and we're also going to talk to you about the type of seating for the family ride. So that way, if you happen to be a plus size person like moi over here, unfortunately, you may encounter some issues when you come here to Islands of Adventure. But at the same time, I'm going to show you the things that you could do to either try to fit on the ride or possibly ride something else, because that's the reality here in Universal Studios Orlando. But with that said, guys, if you like this type of content, theme park content, or any kind of family adventure, I highly encourage you that you stick around, guys, because we have a lot to show you. Also, we encourage you to
subscribe and to jingle that like button
if we're sharing any valuable content with you. Also, share this video, guys. Family, are we ready?
Yes.
Awesome, because I am. So what are we waiting on?
So let's go. But wait, Mom, hit the intro.
Mom, hit it.
I could show you how to defeat the
There you go. So see, when you come over here, you're gonna be dealing with rides like this one, Velocicoaster. They are like the coolest, or simply like this cute Seuss Landing train back there, what we're gonna talk about in a little bit. It is important for everybody to know every single ride, because for the most part, you're gonna come here as a family. And unfortunately, I don't fit in every single ride.
But you fit in my heart.
Oh, that's cute, buddy. But there are rides that we do as a family that allow us to have fun and enjoy certain things. So definitely watch the entire video. All right, so before we move forward, I want to talk about my measurements, and Mary's going to share hers. So mine, I am 340 pounds. I wear size 3X for the shirts, preferably. My waist is 46 inches. One thing I could tell you very quick is like always try every single test seat, and no matter if you don't fit, go into the ride itself. Do not feel embarrassed, because all bodies are different. I have witnessed people who look thicker than me fitting in rides. So don't always think, oh my God, he didn't fit, I'm not gonna fit. So don't use my journey as your journey. So always try it out. Mary, what are your measurements?
So I am a 2X in my top, 2X in my bottoms. Hip-wise is where I am widest. So I am 53 inches on my hips. Kind of going back to what Carlos was saying, always try the rides. Most times folks are their thought process is that they feel embarrassed if they're gonna have to get off. I can guarantee you nobody is watching you when that's the case. They're more excited about being on that ride, to ride that ride, than watching what is going on. As females, naturally, we also have to watch our breasts. So if you are big chested, there are certain rides like Forbidden Journey that will potentially be problematic. Something like that is, like I always tell folks, if they can wear a sports bra, as much as it gives us what we like to call the uni boob, it will naturally just make us a little bit more flat chested. So when I'm here, that's what I wear. I don't have to worry about that as much in rides as like that are going to be the like Hawk as well as Forbidden Journey, where it's that over the harness piece as like on there. Dr. Doom's would also Fearfall would also fall into that, being the over the head kind of chest compression type of ride.
How about leggings though? Do leggings help?
So I've heard about folks using compression leggings. I know a lot of folks do like them. I personally do not, I just don't like the feel of them. Leggings naturally for me, what I like about them is they allow me to shift and ride. So like Gringotts, kind of what we were explaining on the Hagrid's ride, some little cheats there is very similar. Because of my leggings, I can slide into that seat that is plastic versus having something that isn't leggings. I've worn legging shorts before, and I'm not able to do that because it's then skin on plastic. So I tend to always wear capris here or longer leggings depending upon what the weather is like.
Which it makes total sense. See, for me, I struggle in the majority of the rides because of my hips, and I feel like the way that the seats are is like shaped this way.
Yep.
So obviously your bottom doesn't sink down, then that bar doesn't come as low. So obviously the wider your hips, you may struggle. But still, you gotta try those test seats and you gotta go inside the ride because you just never know. So when you come here to the Hulk, there's 2 sets of test seats, 1 in each side. And just so you know, they happen to have a regular seat and a modified seat. That's basically the difference.
In my opinion, the modified seat is a little bit bigger, but not that much. It just, the seat goes down deeper.
So this is basically the 2 seating. Khalil, where he's sitting, is the modified seat versus the regular seat. He already said it's a lot deeper. Then I'm here with my friend Mary. Mary has some important information for us. So what rows do we know that these modified seatings are at?
So the modified is going to be in your row 1, 4, 5, and 8.
Okay, that's important to know. Now, a key factor is like you don't have to request a modified seating. You don't have to because the team members are trained to kind of like see you and make that assumption. You know, that's this extra information that we're sharing with you. So, I mean, you could tell them if you want a modified seating, you can tell them up front, but they're gonna make that decision on their own, even though if you don't tell them. With that said, I want to opportunity to tell you guys to make sure you follow us in Facebook under Disney and Universal Fun for Everyone, because you're gonna be able to find this type of information for plus size guests and more. So over there we got example of what kind of restaurants you could find, information. I know you posted information about the ADA, you know, so very important information that anybody can benefit from. You not necessarily a plus size person, but any guest. Trust me, that's the Facebook group that I believe has the most detailed information that can help anybody. With that said, I'm gonna try that seat. Important information to know, Modify has 2 seat belts. But even with Modify, if you're a person with large hips, you may struggle. Because as it is right now, I'm somewhat struggling. I don't know if I fit. So chances are, if I was to lose a little bit of pounds on my belly and a little bit on my side, you know, from the hips, I will fit. Because I'm not that far. I'm sure they push it and push it, they'll try. So it is extremely hard, but that's basically, look, the reality. That's how close I am. So Mary was also sharing with me that he actually fits in this one. You don't fit in this
I
one.
don't feel in this one.
Okay.
Like I'm a state. I was like I'm barely there.
So yeah. Unfortunately, for safety reasons, I'm not available to ride this ride, as you may understand. These theme parks are not going to take the risk of having a safety accident, unfortunately. I know you've done this one. Do you agree that the safety process should be as it is over here?
Yeah, 100%. Anything that you are going upside down on, as like it's you naturally need that. You have to have some kind of safety piece of that as it's avoid any accidents.
As much as I get disappointed, I'd rather stay alive.
Yep,
That's just
100%.
that's
Yep.
just me. So Universal, thank you for keeping me safe. Unfortunately, this is one that the family will have to ride by themselves. Planning a vacation can be very exciting, but also very stressful. Sometimes it's hard to plan when you don't have all the answers needed or you're not sure about what process to follow. Trust us when we say it can be very time consuming.
This is the reason why we encourage you to contact us and allow us the opportunity to be your travel agents. Cool Case Adventures is affiliated with PCO Travel, and our main goal is to help you plan your dream vacation so you can create the best memories of your life.
Whether you want to go to Universal Studios Florida or Universal Studios Hollywood, we will be able to assist you planning every step of the way.
We are certified Universal Studios travel agents and recognized as a Universal Preferred Travel Agency, and our knowledge in the parks, restaurants, and hotels can definitely help you with your planning. The best part is that it will not cost you anything extra.
Let's start planning your next adventure. And for now, all you have to do is fill out the questionnaire in the description below, and we will be contacting you right away. Another thrilling ride, believe it or not, happens to be Dr. Doom Fearfall. As you can see, they're going to be dropping you from up there. This ride employs restraints which may restrict certain guests from riding due to body shape and size. That is a very interesting statement made by Universal because they're talking about body and shape. We all shape differently. Our bodies are different. Just because we weigh the same doesn't mean we're all gonna fit. So Mary, do me a favor. Let's try this one. Now Mary has never done this one before because she could care less about those free fall things. But
Nope.
Mary, as it is, doesn't fit. Now I get it. Mary wants to come here and she will be extremely disappointed that she cannot ride it. However, the important factor to know that Universal didn't tell a lot of people is that years ago they have to do maintenance on the seating and they ended up changing on manufacturers, which the seating capacity that they found is a lot narrower. That's inside information that I had. If anybody that works in Universal wants to clarify that for us, feel welcome to that. But I heard from many people working in the attraction side that that's what happened. Changes on manufacturer. So the question is, why does Universal cannot make larger seating? Which for us, that's easy to say. But for the manufacturer, is it easy? So I'm a manufacturer. I make this seating larger, but I don't make it for other theme parks. I only make it to Universal Studios. I decide to sell my company or I go on bankrupt, I no longer produce this kind of seating. Now Universal has to replace the seating. What's gonna happen then? Do they look for something larger that maybe they may not have? Or do they go to something smaller that multiple manufacturers have? Food for thought in that one. Remember, they gotta keep this one going at all times. I understand it's completely unfair, but the other question is, how much bigger can a theme park go? That's the reality. It breaks my heart, because trust me, I am desperate to lose weight like many of you are right now. But how much big is big? At that point, we don't know. But bottom line, Mary fits in multiple rides, but she cannot fit on this one. I have fitted before on this one when it was the old seating. So that goes to show you what happens behind the scene that theme parks don't explain you, but it's their reality. So I have asked Kaleo to test it out for us because he fits. Pull it down, Kaleo. I hope you guys saw that light. So he fits, right? Now, what would be the max that you could go without fitting? See if you could push a little bit. Right there, right there. So I want you to see, Kaleo happens to be 12 years old. about 107, 110 pounds. This is the space that he has in this ride, right over here. So I want you guys to see that there's not enough wiggle room. You know, yes, he has some growth to go, but there's not enough wiggle room. So it is a very, very small seat, whether we like it or not. By the way, there's not modified seating for this specific ride over here either. Next stop happens to be the amazing adventure of Spider-Man. Consider a family ride. This one is for everybody to ride. Now this one happens to have a lap bar, but Mary has a suggestion for everybody at home.
So when I get on this ride, one of the things once I sit down, I do is I will actually cross my arms. As like that puts my elbows right where that lap bar is. So when it's pulled down, if somebody is smaller than you that is next to you, that will not allow them to push it further into your stomach. That will still give you that room that you need as far as for the space, as like make you feel comfortable.
That's a heck of a golden nugget right there. Next family ride happens to be a water ride. It's called Popeyes and Bluetooth Barges. So this one, it is one of the best rides here in Island of Adventures, but FYI, you gotta get soaked and wet. However, the seating is very comfortable. It is a seat belt, but keep in mind that not everybody may be able to fit on that seat belt. With that seat belt, they do not have an extender. So if you don't fit with that seat belt, unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to ride it. Mary and I encourage everybody to try the ride. Whether they have test seating or not, go inside the ride. Two reasons. Number one, the queue line. I mean, you're a fan of Harry Potter, you're a fan of Jurassic Park, you agree with me, the queue lines are amazing.
Absolutely.
So that's a must. And number two, you and I have friends in common where they don't fit on those test seats, but they go inside the ride and they fit.
Yeah, and a portion of that is because of the fact that the Florida sun is not our friend in the sense of warping seats. So the test seats might be warps that are outside where you're going to fit a lot more comfortable inside as like on there, which does occur with me on certain rides as well.
There you go. Once again, Mary continues to drop golden nuggets. Make sure if you haven't done so, guys, smash the like button on this video. Also, become part of the family by simply subscribing. Next family ride, unfortunately, happens to be closed as it's under refurbishment at this point. Is Dooley Do Rides, Risks of Falls. This one, just think about it, the equivalent of Disney Splash Mountain. It's a canoe, but it is quite uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie to you. You could request a goose canoe, which is actually less seats and it gives everybody more space. That will be my advice on this ride. I hope you guys are able to see this one. Next one happens to be Skull Island, which basically you're gonna be riding inside a truck. Reign of Kong, a very popular ride here, a family ride here in Island of Adventures, and pretty much is a bench. Based on my experience, I don't have no issues whatsoever fitting. It's super comfortable, especially sitting next to my family. However, Mary, you share another golden nugget with me, which it happens to be, it is gonna be difficult for who?
So tall people that have lots of legs. I am 5'8", and my knees touch the very front of the cart in front of me. So if you have long legs, as like just be warned, you may have to sit kind of like to the side. But if it's a full bench as like a people, you may have to get off.
So that reminds me, the body limitation not necessarily means plus size. I keep that in mind. Mary and I witnessed once where a guy who was like 6'7" could not fit on the mummy because he was too tall. And the guy looked legit like a basketball player. Skinny, super fit, but very tall. And he got turned around.
Yep.
Next family ride happens to be another water ride here in Jurassic Park. And this one is called River Adventure. You will be going on a boat. And as you can see, everybody can fit there. It is a lap bar. Everybody loves the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Here in Universal Studios Florida, you're gonna find Forbidden Journey in Island of Adventure. I just want to tell you that they do have 2 test seats, located on the right hand side. So we're gonna try it out for you guys. One thing I want to clarify, I have seen bodybuilders struggle getting into this ride because of the width. So we go back to everybody's body is shaped completely different. So obviously, because it is super tight for me. Now right here in the test seat, you have two light bulbs,
Blue and green.
blue and green.
Blue means you don't like it's not good, and green means that you're good.
Now notice how discreet they made it. They didn't make it red. I like that fact. But here they didn't make it red. They did it green or blue. Mary was also sharing a detail with us. Before you actually get to go on the ride, you mentioned something that there's a conveyor belt.
Yeah, so there is a conveyor belt on this particular ride. So if you struggle with walking on conveyor belts, chat with a team member. There is something they call the Filch's Emporium. It's like it is the same exact ride. It's just that there is no conveyor belt to be able to go on there. But you need a specific pass to be able to go over to that. So you have to chat with a team member when it's in some situation like that.
Now, Mary, did you fit in this ride?
I do. So this is the regular seating. So if I push down a little bit, I can get the green. The sides is like are definitely more comfortable for me as like on the end seats because they are the more modified seats. One of the other things that they will tell you is like if you do not fit in this and they pull it down, they will first make you just kind of relax your hands like this, as like, and then they will try pushing it one more time. If you can't fit, then they'll actually pull you off of the ride and give you another try at the tester that's on the side. If you fit on that one, then you bring it back into the ride itself. You can also try one more time on the seats.
Do you know? Do you know if there's any other test seating inside?
There is, as you're going through the castle, as like right before the ride, you're about to enter into the ride area. There is one right on the left side. The problem with that one that I don't like is it is in front of everybody. So you are passing everybody. I will say nobody pays attention. So if you are okay and comfortable with that, just be aware that that is the case. As like that, everybody's passing you while you're on the left side and testing it out.
There you go. That's important information. If you don't fit over here, try it inside there. If you don't fit in that one, go inside the actual right seat down on that right. Have the team member help you out, or you see. Who knows? All right, Mary. My question to you is fly up on the flies for is Forbidden Journey a thrilling ride? Is it something like Universal needs to be so strict on their seating capacity to not allow everybody to ride it, in your opinion?
In this particular one, I will say yes to an extent. One of the reasons is because of what happens on the ride. So there is going to be portions of that ride you're going up like this, and your back is against your back portion. It's also going to come forward. As like so, though it's not going upside down, it is that whole mechanical portion of it is holding you in place. So you definitely have to have that piece. I don't think it needs to be as boxy as it is, but as like there is a component of why it's as strict as it is.
Yeah, that I could see. They're gonna put you back and then forward. That I understand. If they wouldn't have that part, maybe they wouldn't have to.
Yeah, then I would say that it wouldn't be needed.
So now we happen to be on Hagrid's, and Hagrid is the #1 right here in Island of Adventures, other than Velocicoaster, which we're going to talk about next. With Hagrid's, you have two types of seating. And before we move about it forward with the two types of seating, I want to say that they have test seat #1 and test seat #2 is inside the ride as well. Once you enter in the building towards the right-hand side, right before the ride. So you have the bike and the sidecar. So are you able to fit on both?
The sidecar we will see because as like it's a 50-50 when it comes on the ride itself. The bike, absolutely. As like I can fit on that one without a problem.
All right, so let's try you on the sidecar first. Oh
So
yeah.
I can. One of the things to know is like if you are in the sidecar, if you look directly down on your left side, you will see a red line. You have to be at least at that red line or past that red line when this comes by down, as like for you to be able to ride that. So before the attendant even comes over, if you look down and see that you're not there, you need to continue trying to at least push to be able to get on that ride on the sidecar.
Do you have any specific trick?
So trick wise, if you're still having issues, basically when you're going down, have this against your hips if you can, and sit down with it. Normally you can get a couple inches. My height plays a factor in this, as like so I have to get a little bit lower. So for me to do that doesn't work on this. It does, however, work very well on the motorbike because you're higher up on the motorbike.
Awesome. Let's check you out on the motorbike. So here's Mary on the motorbike.
So motorbike was what I was saying. If you push it against your hips as you sit down, you're naturally going to get more space as like to do that. When you are on the motorbike, this does not show it. It's going to be white here. You're going to see a line of black that goes down. You have to pass that black line, that end of the black line that will be here, to be able to stay on the motorbike.
So inside the ride, it's going to have a black line over
Yep,
there.
so it'll look like a motorbike. It'll come down into a Y like this, come down. You have to pass that black line at the very end from this bar to that to be able to fit on that ride as a motorbike.
So let's show one more time the trick that you just showed to sit down. Let's see.
So when you're standing, as like push it against your hips and then sit down that way. Some folks do tend to like to lean over and go down on it that way as well.
Based on what I've seen about Hagrid's, in your personal opinion, do you think Universal has to be that strict with Hagrid's? I mean, like, I consider Hagrid's closer to Everest in Animal Kingdom. And Everest, yes, it's more plus size friendly. It actually is a little bit more uncomfortable on your thighs and your hips, but it's wider. But do you think Universal has to be that strict, in your opinion?
I don't think so. Not on this one.
How about you? Not at all?
Literally, in my opinion, the entire thing is just going up and down. There's one part that goes super far up and brings you back, and that's it. It's faster than Everest. Kind of like Space Mountain.
Okay.
Because I feel like Space Mountain would need to be like not as strict, but more strict than this one.
So I feel based on what I've seen that it doesn't have to be that strict. Mary, what are your thoughts?
I don't think it needs to be that strict. There is nothing that is going to bring you upside down. It is literally like a motorcycle. So if you're familiar with motorcycles on the road, how you turn, going to the left, going to the right, that's really what you're going to see on this ride. It's just going to be a little bit fast, but there's nothing, no inverts, nothing that's putting you upside down. You do go backwards a little bit, but again, that's still the same kind of concept.
So we're all in agreement.
Yes. Doesn't not
If Universal ever watches this video, hopefully they'll reconsider this for either future rides or maybe when they gotta go and do maintenance on this ride, they have to replace seating or something like that. I don't know. So the big question is why I cannot ride this Velocicoaster when I could do roller coasters in Disney. That's the big question. That's what we see on and on in all the chats out there. It is very easy. Let's go through some of the stats of this Velocicoaster. They happen to have 4 inversions. You already saw one inversion over here, right behind me. That's 1 or 4 inversions. Tell me what roller coaster at Disney, either here or Disney World, Disneyland around the world, or Disneyland in California has 4 inversions. Then the height of this roller coaster happens to be 155 feet with a drop of 140. Right now you're looking at the most thrilling ride in Central Florida. So obviously there's nothing on Walt Disney World that has a big drop like this one. And not only that, check this out. The first launch goes from 0 to 50 in 2 seconds, which you could say, well, Rock and Roller Coaster does that, right? But then the second launch goes from 40 to 70. So that's pretty impressive. So no, you cannot compare Universal with Disney because unfortunately there's no comparison. This is a monster. And Karen, I know you've done this one and it's super intense. That's what you
It's
said.
very, very intense.
So unfortunately there's no comparison. Something has to give in. Either they don't go for thrill at all, or they just make it more family friendly, or they have to compete against thrilling rides such as the one in SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. So you're looking now at the test seat, one of the two test seats here at the Velocicoaster, which Mary clearly fits. So, is it easy? Is it easy for you to fit in this one? Out of curiosity?
Is, but it with exception. So like right now, I'm not pushing hard, and I can't get the green.
Okay.
One of the things that I do is when I sit on here, I will push down here, push my body up. That's going to give me a little bit more leverage on my arms to pull down, and then I can.
Do you do it as you're sitting down, or you just?
No. So once I've sit, because when you're sitting on this, you can't pull this down kind of like we do with hands. So I was like, I will push myself up right here.
Okay.
Pull this down, and this is going to naturally give me more leverage on my arms to then let my body relax into that while I'm pushing down up here. Otherwise, if I'm not doing that, I don't have as much leverage to be able to pull. I can still get the green that way, but it's just a lot easier to go down here, pull down, and that's giving me a little bit extra room.
What would you do if you come over here right now and you get the red light? Would you try the other seat that is in there?
So there is no modified seat on this particular one. However, what team members will do is if you do not fit on the first one, they will still, they are going to try pushing for you first. Two, as like if for whatever reason that does not work, they will pull you off and try to put you on the next ride in to see if maybe a different seat works better for you. In some scenarios, I have seen that work for people. In other scenarios, I have seen that not work for people. So it's just kind of crapshoot in something like that.
Moral of the story: try the
Always
inside
try the
ride,
ride,
no
yep.
matter what.
Yep. And there is seats inside as well in the locker area for you to try as well in comparison to just the seat out here.
All right, well, everybody, don't settle for the first seating. Go inside the ride and try it out. Here's an honorable mention, Poseidon Fury. This is a walking attraction. This is not a ride. It's just full of lighting and sound effects. So Poseidon Fury is for the entire family, but nothing to worry about it because you're gonna be walking the whole entire time. As you can see here in Zeus Landing, everything is pretty much family friendly. You have the Cat in the Hat over there. You got One Fish, Two Fish. You have the carousel. You have the Zeus trolley. One thing I can tell you, for the most part, you will be able to feed every single ride here. However, if you're gonna be riding on one of those horses, for example, you have to be able to strap yourself. If you're not able to strap yourself, then they're gonna ask you to sit down.
Hola, we back.
Alrighty guys, so there you have it here from Universal Studios Islands of Adventures. We truly hope we were able to help you a lot with all these hints and tricks on how to fit on the ride. I hope that we motivated you at least to try them out. And if it happens that you don't fit, do not let that mess your entire day. Please don't do this. There's nothing more beautiful than spending your vacation and having fun with your family. And there's plenty to do in the theme parks as a family. And the fact that we're all here together, that alone is a blessing. We want to say thank you to Mary for all her help in this video. But sadly, this adventure has ended. With that said, we got to remind everybody to
Subscribe.
And to jingle that like button, so turn on that bell notifications.
Bing, bing, bing. And feel free to comment down below as member 2.
smile out, be great.
Be cool.
And stay awesome. See you guys next adventure. Bye, guys. Boom.
Boom. Boom.
See ya.
Bye.